It smells like apples and peaches, and tastes like almond and dried locust wings. Simply put, it's a marvel of potion crafting. You will feel sad when the bottle is empty.
By the ancestors, it's just ordinary wine. Go sleep it off before you make a fool of yourself.
I have seen your...
Along came a warrior. But know this, not all foes fight fair. A blade may not fell you, but venom might. Do you need protection against that eventuality? It takes a wise man to recognize wisdom. Thus only by recognizing wisdom, we are wise. I have a cure against venom. You should be prepared. Do you agree? That may be because I am not a merchant. I sell, but not for profit. What I sell is not easy to create. It costs me. Thus, it is only fair that it costs you too, should you choose to make use of it. That is a wise choice. Your life may not be measured with denarii.
They say it was the Romans! They attacked her caravan and killed the Pharaoh's guards!
She will want vengeance on her brother. Mark my words. War is coming.
The Roman finally joins us in the flesh. Your reputation precedes you.
Esteemed elders, now that we are all here, our talks can begin in earnest. I have told you all of the upcoming war, of the possibility of Nozamenes being trapped between Roman legions and Egypt, and I have explained the potential advantages of an alliance with the Romans. Now is your time to ask your questions about our proposal. I'm sure many such questions burn your tongues.
Why is nobody talking? Have you lost your voices? Are you all afraid of the great Roman? Cowards! That's what you are. You are a disgrace to Nazamones.
It is only you who disgraces us in front of this foreigner, Warmaxan. Is it up to you to talk when your elders are silent? You confuse courage with insolence. Nobody is afraid of the Roman, but it is unwise to insult your elders.
Nobody is afraid of the Romans. I am. They've conquered Nazamones once. They rule Egypt and possibly myriad lands, the names of which I can't even begin to pronounce. One would be a fool not to fear the Romans.
Run to your Roman masters with your tail between your legs then, Medu. I shall stand and fight, and if need be, die defending my people.
Warmaxan, Medur, know yourselves. The ancestors are watching. Do not disrespect the court.
How many troops do you need, Roman?
Ha! 5,000 slaves, in other words. Typical of Romans. You think loyalty is just another thing you can buy.
He is afraid.
I fear nothing.
The Roman is afraid. Am I wrong, Roman? There is no way you can advance towards Egypt without our help. You can wait for your masters to send you reinforcements, but by then it will be already too late. And what if we refuse helping you? It is not conquest you are seeking. You are trying to survive. Are you not? Indeed. Since you are not my nemesis, I should not fear you, right? As you said, he who has no fear is a fool. And honestly, it is insulting of you to think of me foolish.
Does this mean you're against helping the Roman Medur?
I see no benefit in helping him.
What do you say, Lunya? Do you have faith in him?
I believe it is in our best interest to cooperate with him.
The presence of this foreigner alone is an insult to the ancestors. I should slit your throat where you stand.
Control yourself.
He may have a temper, but he is right. You know that too. The court of heaven is for us only. I can already feel the disapproval of the ancestors.
Can you now? Very well. Let us consult the ancestors then.
Have you lost your mind, Izil? Are we not disgraced enough? Will you allow this foreigner to desecrate the resting place of our ancestors with his presence?
That is highly unusual. I don't think the ancestors would approve.
That's something the ancestors can tell us themselves, is it not?
Fine. But let it be known that I'm not happy.
As usual.
It is settled then. We consult the ancestors.
Greetings, Legate. Do you really think I am a golden wolf? It is. But all titles are earned. I am not. It is an amusing thought, though. Nazamanes does not have kings or queens. We do not like being ruled by other people. Some amongst us think it's necessary to have a king. But I believe the very concept of a monarch is against our nature. We must rule ourselves. When I was young, my hair was the color of wheat, and I am said to be as cunning as a wolf. Most of them. This year's gathering had a specific goal. We wanted to elect a king for the entirety of Nazamanes. Naturally, not all of the tribes agree.
Salve Legate. Is that right? Legate. You have such a strange language. I do like it, though. I apologize for the behavior of my fellow elders. We are not used to having a foreigner in the court.
I like your sense of humor.
In the absence of a meaningful decision, we have decided to consult the ancestors, as we always do. You shall travel to the burial site and sleep inside the tomb of an ancestor who, in return, shall appear to you in dreams and reveal your destiny. We will all do the same. I believe our ancestors will tell us if we should support you.
Pray to your gods, Roman. If the ancestors are against you, I shall cut you down right there and then.
And then one morning you will just fail to wake up.
I have seen a place like this once. Similar, but different. What a strange feeling to see such a thing again.
Why are the elders allowing foreigners here to trample all over our ancestors' graves?
Foreigners, please be respectful in this sacred place. It pains me to see an outsider like you at this sacred place. I await the guidance of the ancestors. Only they could change my mind. But I do not expect they will. It is not a personal matter. You represent the death of our way of life. That is none of your business. I know what you are doing. Hoping to find a way to pry us apart and drive a wedge between us. Well, you will find nothing. I may not always agree with Izil, Maedor, and Lunya, but our tribes thrive on mutual respect. We are not enemies to each other. Against you, we are united like the fingers of my fist.
You Romans are motherless. You have no ancestors, and your bastard gods have no power here. That is not what I have heard. I am told you worship powerful, eternal beings that rule you from another realm. Your words twist like the forked tongue of the snake. But the truth stands solid like a mountain. There can be no peace between us as long as your legion is in my lands.
Are you ready? Ask. Medor will not be part of the ritual, for he already made his choice. He does not trust you, and he does not believe the ancestors would change his mind. The ancestors know many things. You shall consult one of mine. I'm sure the answers will be forthcoming. You drink the ritual milk and enter into the tomb of your ancestor. Truth will be revealed in a dream. Anyone who lies about such sacred matters will be judged most harshly by the spirits.
It is bad luck for the living to enter a grave. I will not sleep. Someone must keep watch for restless spirits.
On your feet, Romans! They are trying to kill us!
It worked! They are caught with their pants around their ankles.
Don't let overconfidence weaken you, Warmaxan. Kill them all. I will meet you at Aljila.
Fools! Sakura, we must leave at once. This will surely mean war.
Just get our child out of here! I have nothing to do with this!
Killing it! Help! Run! Somebody! They're fighting!
Stay away from me, please!
They move as one. We must do the same.
Cowards! Are you all right, Legate?
Well, Isil was always too smart for his own good. But honestly, I never expected him to go this far.
Treacherous bastards! We'll get them, do not worry.
I must give it to old Isil. He fooled even me.
We may have to. And not just for him, but Udad as well. He's likely to retreat to his citadel in Aujila. Unless you can find a way to get rid of Udad, Isil will be intractable. With or without Medel's support, we will need to defeat Isil, or else Nazamenes will not fully stand with us.
Ours is the finest, most veteran legion of Rome. We will crush these barbarians.
The snake brings ill tidings from the future. The gods sometimes speak to us through such signs. It is wise to heed them.
Legate, help me. She's gone. I don't understand it. Why did she run away from me?
That's impressive, no matter how you cut it. We could have used her.
No one will use my sister again.
It's a figure of speech, big guy. Relax.
Why would she leave, though? She was finally free.
You have always assumed she'd want to be free, Bestia. Perhaps that's not what she wants. For one who knows no freedom, there is no servitude.
I see. I have indeed never considered this. I know what I will do. I shall find her and then kill her. That's the only way. I have learned much about life from my discussions with Cynoros. Happiness is the lack of misery. Joy is the lack of pain. I can't bring her joy or happiness, but at least I can end her pain and misery.
That is not what I meant, Bestia. At least I don't think so.
It is the understanding you have led me to. But if I let her live, she'll be lost forever. She will eventually succumb to her suffering and die.
At least she will die on her own terms. Don't deny her that freedom.
Very well. She's free to suffer then. She and I both.
Need something?
Now that we've begun taking control of this land, things are bound to get a bit complicated. This isn't Asia Minor, after all. Africa was under Roman control before, but the natives will not appreciate the more firm hand that wartime requires. I'm afraid you may once more need to take care of certain situations personally. There are so many tribes in this region of Africa, I don't even think we have enough numbers to count them. The Legion is strong, but it's a bit like Sextus' hammer. Sometimes you need smaller force to take care of delicate situations. It is good practice to delegate tasks, indeed. However, I believe pacifying certain factions would require a speculator's touch. Not everyone agrees with Lunya's decision to side with you. The major chieftains can be brought to heel on the battlefield, but some people will continue to rebel. What's even worse is if someone tries to become the hero of the people. These small rebellions must be swiftly crushed. Remember, Legate, until we take care of any such disturbances, we won't be able to control any territory we have captured. I think the locals are gearing up and getting ready to attack us. Our scouts have seen small caravans headed to a stockpile. Weapons, most likely. Let us burn it all to the ground before they can stage more attacks. They've been staging raids and disrupting our supply lines. Nothing too serious for now, but this kind of thing's been happening more and more often. Short answer? We don't know. I personally think these weapons were an old stockpile, previously hidden from us. Sextus thinks they're Roman-made, which doesn't make any sense, does it? Given it's a weapons cache, I expect our opposition to be well armed. As to the size of their force, though, your guess is as good as mine. Their stockpile should be our priority. I don't think they will resist too much once their precious weapons are already lost. Our way, Legate.
You know I have nothing but love and respect for our Julia Callida, but do you wonder where she's been over the past few years? She seemed to vanish into the world as soon as we returned to Rome. She reappeared only once Lucullus had need of her. True enough, but she has powerful allies in your family and Lucullus, not to mention the storied legacy of the Julia family itself. If she really wanted to live differently, surely she did not have to avoid the city completely. I trust her, as far as it is reasonable to trust such a talented spy. But there's something she isn't telling us. How are you, my sweet? Wasn't it? I'm glad you enjoyed the treatment. There's always more of that where it came from. I really enjoyed our night together. But I've been a little worried. You're sure this is not too inappropriate? That's exactly what I was hoping you'd say. I love you too. Indeed we do. She's an impressive woman. Beautiful, and with a natural authority. Right, of course. It's my understanding that she is greatly beloved by the people. She'll be a powerful asset for our conquest. I have to say I'm impressed by their court of heaven. The meeting they held looked like a primitive image of our Senate. Yet this new agreement we have reached worries me. If you fight the wars of others, be certain that you stand to benefit in proportion to your sacrifices.
Wait, Legate. Do you have a moment to speak to an old soldier? I've traveled far to meet you. Good day, Legate. I am honored that you took the time to speak to me. My name is Sabinus Orsinus. I was the proconsus praefectus until last year. I was there, but we had little reason to speak. You were given command of Wictrix before we even met. I had retired before the death of Lucullus. When I heard what had happened, I knew I had to find you. I have many friends among the Berbers. A few of them agreed to help me make the journey. We are acquainted from back in the day. We spoke regularly when we were managing the daily affairs and logistics of our respective legions. But he owes me nothing, nor do I owe him. I'll speak freely. You are a great commander and a loyal heir of Lucullus, but despite your victories, you are still inexperienced. You spend much time traveling with your own contubernium and getting into scraps, delegating tasks and decisions that are normally the meat and bones of your position as legatus. I admire that, as do the men. But if you'll forgive my presumptuousness, you must do more to inspire the troops and make them feel as brothers. I am glad to hear it. That attitude is part of what Lucullus saw in you, I believe. In my opinion, you are in need of a banner, a standard that you can erect on the field of battle to rally your men. I can teach you how to create a banner that honors Mars. Such a symbol can turn the tide of any fight. I will, but I must ask payment. I never received my full pension from the Legion. Now with this war, I doubt I ever will. I have a wife and children, Legate. They need to eat. That is very generous of you, Legate. This will help my family a great deal. Thank you. I will draw up the instructions for how to build a standard, like the one that used to inspire us when I fought for Prima Italica. All you need is to get your smith to forge the idol for the top of it. I will spend the night here and say hello to a few old acquaintances. Then I and my friends will return home. And I wish you a good and victorious war. These lands are beautiful, but harsh, and they hide many secrets. Keep your wits about you, and perhaps we'll see each other again someday.
How are you holding up? Of course not. And you'd be a fool if your intention is to place your trust in her. That woman is a predator. Without a doubt, she's using you. Do not fall for her tricks. Try to get as much use out of her as she does of you. It's lucky we arrived during this festival or whatever it is. We have all of the important people in one place. But keep in mind, this is their land. The Court of Heaven is an uncontrolled hub of activity. There's no telling who comes and goes and what their intentions are.
I am ready to go when it is time. We have abducted the Queen of Egypt, who is also a goddess. She was imprisoned by her husband, the Pharaoh, who is incidentally also a god. I believe when people say that you are famous for punching above your weight, this is what they mean. When every man fights for himself, you must make alliances. That is how the arena works. Yet sometimes, when you are allied, you forget only one man can win. Without batting an eye, if she has to. An ally can always turn into a foe. Better to kill your allies before they get the chance. As long as the Berbers are fighting each other, it will be easier for us to win. But do not forget, sympathy is temporary, fear is eternal. Perhaps, but it is voluntary. You cannot force sympathy, whereas fear is yours to command.
This Berber Legion.
They fought well when they're against us. As long as they fight just as well alongside us, I'll be glad to have them.
I, for one, don't like it. The Legion is for Romans. What do Nazamonians care about serving Rome?
Thank you for sending me those schematics your people found. I've made a list of materials needed, whenever you have a moment to go over it.
Hey, what do you need? I like her. She's charming and sophisticated, but suddenly she is very brash and mean. In tribal society like this, that is best you can hope for. I don't know about Lunya, though. Keep eye on her. She has look in her eye, like she knows something we do not.
Domine. I don't think so. Not yet. At this level of politics, loyalty is something no one can afford to possess or count on. To be honest, we're in a mess here. Loyalties will shift constantly and without mercy. A failure of anticipation is very likely to prove fatal. We must constantly pay attention to every single word and gesture. As always, it is a matter of priorities. They favor us as long as our actions align with their goals. That will not always be the case. The most intelligent of enemies will try to befriend you. It is the honest ones who openly oppose their foes. An honest enemy is virtuous, and therefore fallible. Most certainly. And predictability is the worst trait a commander can display in times of war. He's speaking Greek, Domine. It seems he's a merchant who trades in Serwi.
Legate, I hope this message finds you well. As you know, despite the significant progress we made towards securing the control of Nazamenes, Udad continues to be a thorn in our side. To his credit, the man proved to be much smarter than he appears. To this day, he manages to elude my spies and remains simply unreachable. But fear not, for I think I may have discovered a weakness in his defenses. If we can't find his hiding spot, the next best thing would be making him come out of it. I'm sure you'll agree with me once I tell you all about my plan. Please meet me in the court of heaven as soon as you are able. The Golden Wolf. Salve Legate. The campaign is going well. We have almost achieved our goals. I'd say a celebration is in order. There just might be. Not eliminating him, unless you wish to. Udad's wife is pregnant. Good for us. Her name is Sakura, and she lives with Udad in Aujila. If you can find a way into the city, I bet it would not be hard for your people to reach her.
Angry people make mistakes. More importantly, it would allow us to ask Udad a very serious question. Is your loyalty to Ezil greater than your love for your wife and your unborn child? We will cross that bridge when we come to it. Our immediate problem is sneaking into Aujila.
Access to Aujila is under strict control for obvious reasons. But there is one type of person who can always enter any city if it is under siege. Close, but not what I have in mind. I am talking about a merchant.
There is no reason to start a real business here. We will need disguises and goods to sell.
I'm certain the boys of the Legion will be happy to procure the items we need.
I'm sure you have formed your own opinions of the Court of Heaven by now. Before you leave, there is one more thing I wish to discuss. There are 3 kinds of tribes. Those who support our ideas, those who are undecided, and those who are actively against what we're doing. That last kind poses a problem we will have to solve. Or else. I am but an old woman. It would be foolish of me to threaten a representative of the great Roman Republic. All I can do is warn you of the impending dangers. I envision an Nazamenes not too different from your Rome. A place where people rule themselves. Some leaders would like to benefit from this at the expense of my people. That I cannot allow. Alliances are based on mutual benefit. I am your ally. There is a leader who is against my vision for Nazamenes, and therefore against you. Trust me when I say it will be better for both of us if we eliminate this tribe. There is one tribe so opposed to Rome that they are actively trying to prevent our alliance. We need to show them the error of their ways. Unfortunately, there is only one language they truly understand. The language of the spear and the blade. It does, of course. And they're on their way to punish our foes. I just thought you would like to join the hunt. You are asking for payment? I thought the Romans of high standing found it distasteful to work for denarii. If you do this for me, I will give you my spear. It is old, but the spirits have kept it good as new, and it has served me very well for a long time. Excellent. Our foes are hiding in an abandoned village in the desert. Meet us there.